Born a king, but still walking around these parts starving. Let me house out. What you need is the truth. His words will open your eyes. Don't focus on the hypocrites, cause the blind can't lead the blind, but he's real. He's able. The love of God will change you. Grace saved, the yes paid. You free, no angles. Our love is conditional, but he loves us for free. I'm done living miserable. I had enough of these streets. Born a king, but still you can stay if you wanted. That fiction of black is hot as the sun. I'm sick of the drama. Got too many problems. So listen to mama. Cause the blind can't lead the blind. He's real. He's able. The love of God will change you. Grace saved, the yes paid. You free, no angles. Our love is conditional, but he loves us for free. I'm done living miserable. We don't ride no more. All they do is substance, something that's gonna make me think. What can I do to get out of the game? Cause I don't wanna die like this. Rats and roaches fighting for crumbs, man, look what they done to us. You think cause you rap where you're from and busting your gum and really you coming up? Not at all. This is a poverty mindset. Man, we gotta change our thinking. I might have been born in the projects, but I'ma die in the kingdom. What good is your hard work if your soul don't prosper? I'm in love with the Almighty, and I ain't talking about the dollar. I see through the smoke in the mirrors, my vision is clearer today. I look at the man in the mirror, I scream emergency.
This is an emergency. This is an emergency. This is an emergency.
Need you. Come down now, what kind?
This is an emergency.
Death on every corner.
This is an emergency.
No love in these streets.
This is
No love for your brother. No love for your mother. Emergency.
Community playlist. Community playlist. Community playlist. Right here.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Whose Opinion Is It Anyway? I am Victor Johnson, and we have a gang of people in the studio. Now, we know that Candice Mouche, Mike. Mouche is not in the studio today.
Right.
He's not doing the work of the people.
Yes,
but
he
we
is.
have some brothers in the studio. Of course,
That's
we
right.
have the ultimate troublemaker. Mike Harris is back in the studio,
Well, as long as you
raising Cain.
As long as you call me ultimate first, I like that.
And my brother-
and my voice is a little challenged today. The weather's changing, but I'm here.
So
I'm
John's
here.
gonna have to take up your slack.
Yeah, that absolutely.
John, brother,
absolutely.
got brother John in the studio.
John
What's up,
Kimsey.
John? How you
What's
doing?
up? What's going on? I'm glad to be back home.
Yes, sir.
All right.
But you're from Flint, right?
I'm from Flint. I grew up in Flint. Graduated from Flint Northern.
Flint. Oh,
Now-
who hold that against you, Dog?
Not at all.
Viking in the house.
Viking in the house,
Well,
Flint Central, and the
Northwest,
Wildcat over here.
That's right. The Wildcat Wildcard. Well, now,
Yes, sir.
you where you at now?
I'm in Greensboro, North Carolina.
Greensboro.
That's a good area.
Okay.
That's a good area,
Progressively
man.
moving forward.
Absolutely.
Purple state.
Yes,
Right?
absolutely.
Yep.
Except for the problem you have with voter suppression.
Yeah, watch out, man.
And
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
They're more evil than what's happening in the Michigan Republican issues. They just our Republicans here just got slapped upside the face. Now, and I've been saying this to you for a while, Minister Vic.
No doubt, no doubt.
But what are we going to do about redistricting? Do we have our own maps ready to go?
I heard something about that though. They were looking at changing.
Okay, so what happened?
What happened regarding that?
Right, the Supreme Court.
In Michigan now.
Right.
Okay.
Said that the gerrymandering here in Michigan is flawed. It's wrong, and it's disproportionately affects Democrats.
Yes. It favors
not
the
even
Republicans.
black folks. I guess we can't use that word anymore.
Okay.
Democrats.
Okay.
And so that when even though Democrats overwhelmingly may vote in a particular election, the Republicans still maintain more House seats, more Senate seats in the state of Michigan.
Yes.
Supreme Court knocked that out. That happened in 2011. Now they benefited for the last 11 years off of that.
No doubt.
But we can push some of that back. But the question I have, and you always beating up Democrats, so I'm gonna let you jump on
just challenging them, man. I'm challenging the Democrats, man.
Let's do a Democratic smackdown today.
Okay. There you go.
Democrats, and I'm talking about those who are in the legislature, those who are in the city of Flint, particular Detroit proper.
Yeah.
Do you have your maps ready?
Okay.
And if you don't, you slipping. If you don't have your maps ready already, and you don't have a committee together working on maps for every jurisdiction, then you're behind the 8 ball, and you haven't been doing your job.
No doubt about that. See, Brother John, Brother Mike is the political guru. He's the political scientist in the studio.
That's right.
But there's another brother that also comes in here, a brother by the name of Professor Moss. You might have met him. You might know a little bit something about him and whatnot. He used to put together the Black Arts Festival in Beecher back in the day, back in the 70s and the 80s.
Wonderful.
History teacher and whatnot. Professor taught at U of M, a couple other colleges, universities and whatnot. Him and Mike been going at it. See, Professor Moss is the conservative. Brother Mike is the progressive.
Right. I'll take that. I'm a liberal.
Oh, a liberal. Okay.
I'm not scared.
You don't like the connotation of being a progressive?
Well, liberty, liberal.
Okay.
Liberia.
All right.
I just keep going with this.
I feel you.
I'm a liberal.
Okay.
And I have no problem saying that I'm a liberal.
Yeah.
It's just like conservatives embrace a word that means nothing.
Oh.
I'm going to talk about being a liberal.
Watch out, Professor Moss. Hold on.
I don't know. Is conservative even in the root word? Even in the Declaration of Independence? Is it even in our Bill of Rights? Is it in anything? No.
Watch out.
But liberty is there.
He's been dealing with the issue of the Constitution lately, man. On this show.
Absolutely.
We're gonna call him back in. We can get both of you back in the studio again, man.
I would love to address that. Now he might beat me upside the head with the historical knowledge of it and what the Whig Party used to do and what the Democrats used to do. But we're talking about today.
Yes, sir. Well, brothers, we're gonna get into politics too. But I want us to start off by talking about the NBA, the playoffs and whatnot, right? Yeah. So we've got a couple different series taking place, right? Tonight you have the Warriors and you have the Clippers playing each other, right?
Yep.
What do you think? What do y'all think?
The Clippers are hungry.
Okay.
But Golden State, I think their talent is just too deep.
Right.
Okay.
You know, they have players that and Klay Thompson, and Curry and Durant, and Green that can just take over at any time.
I agree with that.
So let me get a little conspiratorial.
It's the basketball man too. He's a basketball player too.
The Clippers have served their purpose.
You think so?
To make sure the West Coast and LA market was viable because the Lakers are gone.
Yeah, no doubt.
So
no doubt.
They'll lose like they're supposed to do, like they do every year.
You think so?
And that'll be it.
Tonight is it?
Well, I
think so.
You think so?
Yeah,
I think so.
It'll be it.
If not tonight, Game 7 for sure.
Well, yeah. I mean, and then after that, even if let's say they win this series, they won't win it all.
No doubt about that.
Can you imagine the Clippers win it all after we got Blake Griffin from him?
Oh yeah,
I'd be mad just because of that. I don't want to win nothing, and we need to almost get rid of them. Well, we made the playoffs. I guess that matters. I'm a Detroit Pistons fan through and through.
No doubt, no doubt. But let me ask y'all brothers another question, though, man. I don't know. I like the Warriors, right? I mean, they're my team and whatnot. But if there's ever been a time where they're vulnerable, I think they're vulnerable right now. To be honest with you, this is their 5th deep playoff run. They won They went to the 4 of the last
5
championships and whatnot. Right? They won 3 of the last 4 and so forth. This is the 5th long distance playoff run that they're making and whatnot. That's been taxing. People have been coming at them in the regular season and in the playoffs and whatnot. It's hard, Mike. You know this. Staying at that level. Houston is hungry though. Houston. What you think, John?
Well, you know, I'm still a Golden State fan.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But I grew up a Pistons fan watching the Bad Boys. But Houston does remind me of that grit that the Bad Boys have.
Some grit, man.
So Houston?
I think Harden is due. Harden is due, man.
Harden hasn't had the help over the years to me. And now he does have that help.
Man, you shooting 5 for 20. You getting every call going to the rim.
I'm just saying, man. I mean, I still think Golden State is the better team, though.
Okay, you do.
I still think they're the better team.
I agree with that. I agree. But there is something about staying on top.
Yeah.
Any old boxer would tell you, sooner or later, somebody young and hungry is coming along.
No question. They're hungry. They coming, man.
Oh, absolutely.
They coming.
You hear that, Professor Moss?
Wait a minute. So who's going to challenge them in the West then? Who's gonna challenge him?
Well, I'm sorry. Go ahead, John.
OKC, I don't think can do it.
No.
And,
Portland.
Yeah, Portland.
Portland.
Yeah.
Portland's looking good.
They've been balling.
Yeah.
With Damian.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Damian Lillard.
Damian,
And McCollum.
Damian hit the shot
Hit
of
that
the
shit
last
way
10
bye.
years.
Yeah, exactly.
I think
exactly.
that'll be played on highlight films forever.
No doubt.
And you know, just about defense and how you play this.
Yeah.
I've been debating people
Okay.
about the defense that Paul George played.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's the end of the game.
Yeah.
It's tied up.
Yep.
To be honest with you, it was an easy shot for Damian.
Yeah, it was.
It was tied up.
Yeah.
You had nothing to lose.
No doubt.
Now, if you're down 2 or
Yeah.
you're down 3,
Mhm.
I understand that.
Yeah.
But he took that shot because
Yeah.
he hadn't. No matter what, you're going to
Overtime.
Overtime.
Yeah.
The problem comes did Paul George play D? Because you think, well, is he going to hit that shot?
Yeah, not really. You know, you don't
Huh?
think he is. You don't think he is.
You don't think he is.
Yeah.
But the problem is, he already had 47.
Done that. No,
He
no,
was
yeah,
hot.
no doubt, no doubt.
So when a man is hot, I
Yeah.
don't care what you do. You got to check him.
You got to check him.
Yeah.
What if he would have came up on him and whatnot,
And
right?
then he blow past.
Exactly. There you go. He figured he was long enough,
Hey.
he tall enough and whatnot.
That's right.
Put a hand in his face.
That's right.
You know?
But as a big man who specializes in defense,
Okay.
but I ain't that quick.
Yeah.
I hate checking a little way outside there. Because once they blow past you, what you gonna do?
What you gonna do?
I got to go for the backboard and try to
Yeah.
spin it on the backboard.
No
If
doubt.
I don't do that, I'm
No-
done. I'm
no
looking
doubt.
silly.
No
So,
doubt.
yeah.
So who's gonna win it all, man? Who's coming out the East? About the East?
That's
Milwaukee,
yeah.
the Celtics, you know,
I think it's between
Toronto,
those two, Milwaukee and the Celtics.
Yeah.
Milwaukee and the
Between those two.
Celtics. Not Toronto?
Right. So
Really?
I mean, you got to look at stories. What's the story?
Okay.
Tikatompo.
Yeah.
Am I pronouncing that right?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, he's a story. There's a story there. Small town, Milwaukee.
Absolutely.
Coming in, being the guy from overseas.
No doubt.
With a whole different mindset.
No doubt.
He's marketable.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I said, I'm looking at the other parts of it.
Okay.
And yeah, why not Milwaukee?
Yeah.
Why not? And
Okay.
they may get beat up by whoever comes out the West, but you know, but that's nothing new.
They'll get beat up, you think?
And then
Well, whoever comes out the East is gonna probably get beat.
Okay.
Can we agree on that?
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe not.
Probably
I
so.
don't know.
I think
What if it's
so.
Houston, though?
But Kyrie, I think, is trying to prove a point that
Okay.
he can get it done without LeBron.
No doubt. No doubt.
You know what I'm saying?
No
So-
doubt.
What's Kyrie to prove this year? What has he proved this year?
Don't sleep on him, though, Mike. You can't sleep
Boy
on him
can
now.
ball, though,
You can't
man.
sleep on him.
Well, Kyrie is like, I want to switch to Beyonce for a minute. Kyrie like Beyonce, he wants the limelight.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
Is that what
And
it
so,
is?
I
and
know
no,
what
no
it
matter
is.
what else happens, he wants the limelight.
Yeah.
But look, have you all seen Beyonce's Netflix special?
I haven't seen it. I haven't
It's
seen
a
it.
powerful thing.
Is it?
Yeah.
What is it about?
and
What is it about?
I'm going to declare this right here. Y'all heard it here from me. Beyonce is the new Michael Jackson.
She the new Michael Jackson.
Absolutely.
She's the woman.
She's the biggest entertainer on the planet.
But yeah,
Give me
you know
somebody
what?
else.
You know what?
strong. That's
Yeah.
strong.
Give me somebody
I
else.
think you might have a point there, man.
Look,
you might be right.
Now, I saw a little bit of the Coachella thing. The film is from Coachella, so
Yeah.
you can go on YouTube and see some of this Coachella stuff.
Okay.
And it was powerful when I saw it last year.
Yeah.
But to see the whole film together,
Yeah.
how she has background stuff, the young people, young people who are so talented,
Yeah.
bringing so many different aspects of black life, college life in particular,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
education piece of it.
Okay.
See, I think what we're missing sometimes is exalting what we do.
Huh.
So
okay.
this is HBCUs on full
yeah.
display
Oh, yeah.
for the world. Beyonce is bringing it to the world.
Again. She did it again.
Well,
She did it last year, I know for sure,
Yeah,
right?
but this,
What-
but I mean, that's what it's from, Coachella.
okay,
so you might
okay.
have seen bits and pieces of it. Now
Yeah.
it's a big thing
Okay.
because she's putting it out there.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I'm saying is, I don't know if Michael Jackson could have got away with that.
Really?
I don't know what other.
You don't think so? I don't know, Mike.
Well, he wouldn't have
I
done
don't know,
it.
Mike.
I'm sure like this. He wouldn't have done it.
You don't think so? You don't think he would have done it?
Did he ever?
You know.
Okay.
He said there's no difference
I
between
mean,
me being black and white
well,
or black or white,
well,
ebony and ivory.
Well, I mean, listen. You know, can the liberals say something?
Go ahead, man.
So what I'm saying for something like that.
Yeah.
Look, let's talk about the issues instead of talking about what the issues are.
Okay.
So yeah, black or white, ebony and ivory, we need to get together. We all
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah, yeah.
But how do you do that?
Okay.
Where's the, I'm not beating Michael Jackson. I mean,
No question, no
he's
question,
one of
no
the greatest-
question.
He is the greatest entertainer
No
ever
doubt.
to have lived.
No doubt.
In that vein.
Yeah.
But he didn't get that political.
Okay.
Not really, and he couldn't afford to. I don't know if times are different or whatever.
Yeah.
People are much more awakened, woke, whatever you want to call it now.
Okay.
So, but Beyonce is embracing that.
She is.
In a way
she is.
that definitely no woman has been able to do and put it all
As
together.
of late. That's true. That's true.
To dance, sing, family woman.
That's true.
With her children in the mix and her husband.
That's true.
That's a powerful thing, showing the black family in a different light.
That's true.
Showing the black family valuing education.
Yes.
Showing those young black people who have been educated or in the educational system what they do. This has always been, that's that HBCU, man.
Yeah.
You don't need to go there. Go to somewhere else.
Yeah.
So Howard means something now.
Mm-hmm.
Alabama State means something now. That marching thing that we've always taken pride in. We don't care whether you like it or not. We do this.
That's true.
And we're going to bring it to the world and show the world what we do on a regular daily basis.
That's true. That's true.
Why it's so big and why we've supported it, Circle City Classic,
Yeah.
all those things that
no
we've
doubt.
had
No
for
doubt.
decades.
No doubt.
That we've attended. And I think what she's putting out there, if you get a chance to see it, not to mention I love Beyonce. And I'm trying to keep the beehive off my back.
No doubt.
Because she
No doubt.
Beyonce has a contingency on the internet.
Yeah.
Like nobody else.
Oh, no doubt about that. No doubt about that.
You say something against Beyonce,
They coming at you.
Swarm on you.
No question about that.
They're
man.
known for that.
Yes, sir.
And I think it's well deserved. She tries to play the nice woman, and she tries to do what she can. And it's a powerful rendition
That's true.
of entertainment.
That's true.
She's the next Michael Jackson. Well, I tell you what, he's passed the mantle to Beyonce.
Do you agree, John? Do you agree, brother? Agree or disagree?
That's a
tall order.
Yeah, that's. I don't know about that one.
Well, I'm saying in the days of Trump and retaliation,
yes,
Beyonce is bigger than ever.
Okay.
How do you explain those two dichotomies in America?
Yeah.
Is it just because they've always been able to accept us as entertainers? Or is it because America's changing? Are we changing? Really?
I don't think we're on that road yet.
Okay, really?
I think we've gone backwards.
In terms of change and whatnot.
In terms of change.
Race relations and whatnot.
Exactly,
okay.
Exactly.
Well,
I think we're taking some steps backwards.
Because of Trump?
Because of the president.
Right.
Exactly. Because I was shocked he even won, to be honest with you, because to me he disrespected everybody that didn't look like him.
No doubt.
You know, so
no doubt.
And for him to win the presidency after running a campaign that way, I thought it was a slap in the face.
Well, it was, but that was a roadmap.
Yeah.
That was a roadmap. That's the Bull kind of roadmap.
No doubt about
that. That's the George Wallace roadmap. It's been used before, and it's been really, to be honest with you, that was a Ronald Reagan roadmap.
Yes.
Philadelphia, Mississippi is where he launched his campaign. Now,
that's true.
At the time, he really couldn't. He really wasn't able to say what he said, or what Trump's able to say today.
Yeah.
Because the propaganda machine.
Is
so powerful.
No doubt about that.
The Russian propaganda machine, the Fox News propaganda machine is so powerful. They can twist your words. So Donald Trump comes out one day and says, "I love WikiLeaks." He says over and over and over again.
No question.
So that everybody knows what's said in his head.
That's true.
Exactly.
And as soon as the guy from WikiLeaks get arrested, I don't know nothing about WikiLeaks. I mean, think about what this man is doing.
No doubt.
And he doesn't do that about just WikiLeaks. He does it about everything.
True.
I don't know how
He's
his wife can stand him.
He's a spin doctor, man. In his
He's
own right.
Not even a spin doctor. He's a psychotic liar.
Well, I'm being diplomatic here. Okay, I'm being diplomatic, brother. I'm being diplomatic.
There's an alleged psychosis. I can't say the word.
There you go.
There's an alleged psychosis with this man.
No question.
That he cannot. Whenever backed in the corner, first what he does is deny. Then he lies.
There's a pattern.
And then he obstructs.
That's true.
Exactly.
That's true.
This is how it works. And I mean, it's dangerous when you have a man who's worked to help terrorists and other people look at him as a figure. To exalt. That's problematic. Here's our president. I wouldn't say. I guess we can't. I can't use the word activating.
Okay.
But if there was an imam who was over America and he was talking like this,
yes,
and somebody went and bombed something because this what imam said yesterday, like, don't you know they would arrest this man? But But the president is activating people every day around the world, not just here in New Zealand. He activated the package bomber. Remember him? The Jewish temple killer.
No doubt.
That's all the president's backdoor. The Coast Guard terrorists who they're getting ready to let out of prison.
Oh, really?
Yes, they are. The Coast Guard terrorists. Now, our
wait a minute.
Our Attorney General can file all kind of charges and keep him in jail.
No doubt.
But they're saying that they really can't hold him because there are no domestic terrorism charges. There's not a statute to handle domestic terrorism.
So the fact that he had all those weapons or whatnot means nothing.
That's right.
They can't prove intent. Is that what it is?
Right.
Or what?
What it is he has a right to bail.
A right to
bail.
Okay, yeah,
now,
sure.
Now, let's say his name was Imam Akbar. He would not because he would be charged under
different narrative.
Oh,
absolutely.
Different statute.
Absolutely.
But you tell me the Attorney General can't find a statute to charge this man up under?
If they want to.
If they want to. That's
there
the key.
You go. That's critical.
So here
no
it
question.
is with this man has an opportunity to get out. And he's threatening everybody from Nancy Pelosi on down.
Absolutely.
And and this man was in the Coast Guard.
So he's not going to trial, right?
No,
there's no trial taking place.
He probably will be end up going to some kind of trial for other charges, but they're talking about letting him out on bail.
That's crazy. That's
they
crazy.
would never do that for anybody.
Oh, no doubt about that.
In this situation. But
let me pose a point here because I brought this book for a reason.
Okay.
This book, you've probably heard me make reference to it before. We Have No Leaders, right? African Americans in the post-civil rights era. Right. It was written by a professor of political science by the name of Robert C. Smith. This book, brothers, I feel is one of the modern day Bibles for the post-civil rights era, right? And the reason why I say that is because he was greatly influenced by another scholar, right, by the name of Harold Cruz, who was a professor at the University of Michigan, Ann Arbor, right? And he wrote a book, a groundbreaking book back in 1969. It was published. You guys heard about this book. It's the Crisis of the Negro Intellectual.
Yeah, definitely.
Right? Well, I want to read a passage where this brother, Robert C. Smith, goes to a lecture where Harold Cruz is at Prairie View A&M University back in 1989,
HBCU.
and he's lecturing the students. Yes, HBCU.
69 or 89?
In 1989.
Okay, we got you.
So he's talking to these students. He's lecturing these students. Robert C. Smith is in the audience, right?
All right.
And here's what he runs across here. It says that at a lecture at Prairie View A&M University in 1989, in response to a question asking him to evaluate black leaders, Harold Cruz responded, "What leaders?
Right.
We have no leaders." Wow. The puzzled student questioner responded by listing the familiar names of the heads of the civil rights organizations, members of Congress, and big city mayors. Cruz, responding with evident irritation, said that those persons were not leaders because they have no plan, number one, no program of action, number two, and no organization to mobilize or lead blacks in a direction that would deal with their communal problems.
Okay.
Right? So he goes on to say that this book, his book now, he was greatly influenced by that encounter and so forth. This book documents the acuity of Cruz's observation. Then he says that the civil rights organizations are, listen to this now, are moribund, right? And largely irrelevant, right? Operating more as relics of the past than instruments for action in the present or future.
Right.
Now, I want to read some more, but let's stop right there and let's begin to interrogate that statement that this brother's making. He's calling out certain organizations, Mike, Brother John. He's calling them out, saying that they are moribund. They're irrelevant. They're out of step. They don't speak to the needs of the community. What y'all think? What do y'all think about that?
Well, I think, as a community, we are all part of the narrative that we shape. Right?
Okay.
So if you got the NAACP and these other organizations, Rainbow Push, all the way to the National Action Network and all these other Black Lawyers Association or whatever, I would not sit here and say that all these organizations are moribund. I think one of the problems we have with our community is that enough of us aren't activated within those organizations. I can walk by right now and ask a young kid who's definitely under 18 or somebody even under 30, what does NAACP stand for?
Yes.
Give me the letters. What do they do? What do they do? None of them would know. All right. So this is a problem.
Is that our problem?
Well,
is that a youth problem or an adult problem? problem?
No. I'm addressing the problem of leadership.
Okay.
That is a problem of leadership.
Yes.
But that does not mean that leadership does not make changes,
Uh-huh.
move forward,
Uh-huh.
and do things.
Uh-huh.
Not Hillary Clinton, but Kamala Harris,
Yes.
Cory Booker,
Uh-huh.
and others were at a conference for black women called She the People.
Uh-huh.
And this is where black women are forming some of their own organizations.
Uh-huh.
So sometimes these older organizations do get bogged down.
Yes. Okay. Uh-huh.
In leadership
Out of
issues.
step.
Sure. I mean, after something, we just talked about it with the Warriors. After
Uh-huh.
a while, you get along in it too.
Hello.
There's somebody young needs to come along and knock you upside the head and
Hello.
say, hey, man, we need to move in a different direction.
Mike, that's an important point. Let me interject something here, right?
Sure.
Because I believe what happens sometimes, brothers, is that once we get in a position, we get comfortable there.
Right.
And it becomes more about the person that's in that position.
Totally agree.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it becomes about the chairperson,
Right.
or take your pick, whatever the position, the title is, right?
Right.
As opposed to what's the vision? What's the vision of the organization? And I think that every organization, if an organization does not go back to the old landmark, say, you know what? It's been 10 years. Let's recoup. Let's take a look at where we've been, where we are, and where we need to go.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I'm saying?
Do the venerable autopsy.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And what happened? So, and this happened to the NAACP back in the '90s. Y'all remember? I forget the brother's
Yeah,
name. He became the head. of
Benjamin Chavis.
After he left, there was
Right.
another brother that came on at the helm. He
Right.
grabbed the helm. He became the president. Right. However,
Ben
the
Jealous?
people. It wasn't Ben Jealous. It was before him.
Okay.
It was a brother that tried to redirect.
Okay.
The energy and the activity and the vision of the organization,
Okay.
right?
Okay. I'm
And what he
gonna
wanted to
look
do, he was challenging the organizational culture of the NAACP,
Right.
because he was calling for self-help principles.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So rather than, and this is probably a show that we have to bring Brother Moss back here to
Right.
talk with us and whatnot, because he wants to talk about Booker T. Washington and W.E.B. Du Bois.
Right. I'm a Du Bois man.
See, yeah, and I gathered that, right?
Right, yeah.
And I like Du Bois. I like both of them, actually.
Right. I both of them. I agree.
I think we need to blend. You know
Yes,
what I'm
we
saying?
do, we do.
Both of those views. What y'all think about that? What y'all think about that?
One of the things I think about just listening to you guys is just relevance.
Yeah. Okay.
Because the younger generation, they have so much at their fingertips as far as knowledge
Right.
and the ability to just to view and learn.
Yes.
So the relevance of the younger generation and the older generation to me hasn't mixed yet.
Yeah.
That's right.
So that portion of it,
Yeah.
I think needs to happen,
Mhm.
and not just in politics, but in the communities.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
The understanding, the compassion,
Yes.
and trying to understand one another.
Yes.
I think that's lacking in a lot of our
Yes.
black
And let me
Yes,
speak to
yes.
that. The community
Absolutely,
aspect
yes.
is one of the things I want to address.
Okay.
See, I think what we don't realize sometimes as
Mm-hmm.
black organizations or black people is that because this is the only thing they have.
Mhm.
So you talk about the individuals running
Yes.
the organizations.
Yes.
That individual or that particular person,
Uh-huh.
this may be all they know.
Okay,
This may be
true.
all they have.
Okay.
And if we haven't cultivated new young leadership who
Ah.
can take over the mantle, we're in trouble.
Now, that's a great point. That's a great
But hold
point.
on, let me say this.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes as I get older,
Yeah.
some of these young fools do not need to be running anything.
Mike.
And they need to sit at the hip of somebody to know what's going on. I say that as sometimes because I go to a lot of organizations. I'm
Yeah.
50 years old,
Yeah.
and I'm the youngest thing there.
Yeah.
And
No
I
doubt,
sit
no
there and
doubt.
say, wait a minute, hold on. Now,
Uh-huh.
wait a minute. Somebody got to do something different here.
Yes.
And then I go to some organizations where they nothing but young people,
Uh-huh.
and they're running like a chicken with their head cut off,
Uh-huh.
making mistake after mistake
Yes,
after mistake.
yes,
and we
yes.
don't want to reinvent the wheel.
True.
I work for a company called
Yeah.
General Motors. I see them reinventing the wheel all the time
Uh-huh.
because you lose all that knowledge and
Yes.
information.
Institutional knowledge. That's
you
right.
do not want to lose that.
Yeah.
So when a lot of these leaders are in place,
Yeah.
you don't want to push them out.
No, you don't want to push them out.
You want to escort them out.
Escort them out?
Yes, quietly and smoothly,
Quietly
but
and
give them their due so they leave on great terms.
Absolutely.
And I think sometimes young people come in and say, "The heck with all y'all old people, all y'all out the door."
Uh-huh.
Or you have old people saying, "The heck with all y'all young people, you can't come in the door." I've been running the door for forever, and me and my buddies are
But
there.
Mike, what comes first, the chicken or the egg, right?
Hear me out.
Who's going to institute the idea and the approach that's different, whereby people begin to step down and say, you know what, I don't want to be forced out, of course.
Well,
but I've run my course.
That's right.
I did what I was called to do.
Right.
Now it's time for us to start, as you said earlier, to start grooming younger leadership and
totally agree
whatnot.
with that.
You know what I'm saying?
But
to have an exit plan, an exit strategy, a transitional plan of sorts.
But we also have to understand what our organizations are capable of doing.
Mm-hmm.
If you are thinking that the NAACP is charged with helping you with elections and stuff, that's not what they do. It's illegal for them to do that, right? Because their organization can't endorse anybody. They can't endorse President Obama. NAACP, listen, y'all, have never endorsed a candidate. They can't. It's not part of their.
We have a niche, though, right?
Now, but what I'm saying is,
every organization has a niche.
But what I'm saying is, so when people say what's happening with black folks in politics, the first people that says NAACP, that's not their job. So that's like asking a boxer to go in and fix your car. That's not what he does. He knocks people out.
Yes,
you know?
no doubt.
He's good at beating people up and knocking people out.
Absolutely.
You go find a mechanic to go in front of your car. You go find a brain surgeon to do brain surgery. So we need to get these proper organizations. We need to have a black pack.
Yes.
I've been talking about for years. Brother Bruce Feaster, rest his soul. Simone Lightfoot from the National Wildlife Federation and others. Look, and I really believe this, and I guess the older I get, I just believe it more and more. Maybe that's stubbornness or stupidity or whatever you want to call it. If your organization is not raising money and buying your candidates, you ain't doing nothing. That's how America works.
Yeah, no doubt,
and we forget that because black folks are so. We new to the
yes.
It's a new thing for us.
Yes, got another point here, John.
So there isn't a black pack here?
I don't think there is one. Is it?
Hold on. I'm going to ask you a question like this, Brother John Kimsey. Name them.
Well, I'm not from Michigan
but hold on.
anymore. I grew up here, but in North Carolina, I'm going to tell you what they do when it comes election time.
Yeah.
You know, they have these pamphlets that come out. It say Black Pack. It recommends who we should vote for.
That's right.
You know, so... you know, I just assume that's everywhere.
Right. No.
Not everywhere.
But let me say this.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not even talking about that level. I'm talking about on the national level.
Okay.
Where we really look, where's the black APAC? Where's the black conservative union?
Yeah, no doubt.
We don't have one.
But see,
so when we talk about those, I'm talking about national organizations that Grover Norquist, for years, had every Republican sign on to his no taxes pledge. You know why he was able to do that?
Why is that?
Because he gave money to him. Fine. So you may have black individuals, and even in North Carolina, there may be a group. We got small groups like that, A. Philip Randolph and some of these other organizations who may be able to come in and put people on the streets, pay for pamphlets. But that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, you go and lobby, and this is the black agenda on message.
But Mike, I don't hear anybody even talking about a black agenda locally, regionally, statewide, nationally. They're not talking about
agenda.
Why? Why is that?
You only talk about your agenda to politicians, and we don't pay for our politicians like everybody else do.
So we got to hold them accountable.
We can't hold them accountable. You ain't paid for.
There you go. Hello.
So look, politics is about money.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
And if you have not paid for your politician, you don't own him.
But you're talking about flipping the script. So who's hear me out. I'm talking about in the black community. In the black community, how do you flip the script and activate and engage the voting public? The community itself, not the leaders, not the political leaders or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Or the party, but the people, the masses. We gotta say something nice. We gotta say something nice.
Does money always buy votes?
Yes.
Let's come back to that point because I need to make a quick PSA here about the Odyssey House and whatnot, and the very wonderful things that they do in terms of addressing the issue of substance abuse and whatnot. And by doing that, they provide us with this platform to do the show, Whose Opinion Is It Anyway? But our show is not the only show that appears on this radio station. You have the Cheryl Underwood Show, the Tom Sumner Show, the 12-Step Recovery Show, the Community Playlist Show. You also have What's Going On by Professor George Moss as well, right? So there's a variety of different platforms that we have, different topics that we address, and all of that is due to the wonderful work that the Odyssey House does in our community and for this station. But going back to the point there, brothers, I think you're making a great point about money and so forth. And you was posing a question, John, is money the straw that stirs the drink, essentially? What you can go on with that point.
So basically, I believe we still do have the power to vote.
Okay.
And our vote can make change happen.
Yeah, definitely.
But my reason for that question is because money is power in this country.
Yes.
And those that have a lot of money can block those without money.
Yes.
That's
So will money always win?
Well, let me say this: nothing is always guaranteed. But what we need to do is educate ourselves about that point.
The system,
like you said,
how the system works.
Right, how the system works. If we haven't educated ourselves on how the system works, we're losing. We're playing a losing game. So even the best team that you put on the floor doesn't always win. But by and large, in basketball game, they're going to win.
Yes.
The
No
team
doubt.
is probably paying the highest paid player on there. This and that. They usually will win.
Yes, it's a well-oiled machine.
Absolutely. They definitely will have a winning record.
Yes.
And so even if you don't win every game, you'll have a winning record. So people will talk about politicians. You can just go down Michigan, every district. The one who spends the most money wins.
Yeah.
Right? There may be one race, but that's 1 out of 13 districts in Michigan.
Yes.
You go to North Carolina, that's 1 out of 7, 8 districts, or 9 districts, or whatever is in North Carolina. And so now you got maybe that one district is a battle, and the incumbent loses, and he spent so much money. Well, he had a fair this year, and that was a bad year for him. But if they wouldn't have brought out the fair that he had with the intern, he would have been okay. Spending as much money as you spend. So spending as much money as you possibly can generally works because it gets the votes out. It pays for advertisement. That's how people work on a visual sense. That's what America's about right now.
Absolutely.
Particularly when you have Republicans who have changed the game like they always do.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
With the system that we have now.
Yes. Let me read another point here from our brother Robert C. Smith in his book "We Have No Leaders," because he's challenging the view of leadership, how we see leadership, the functionality of leadership, right? Here, check out this paragraph here. He says that the black mayors, congresspersons, cabinet officers, and the rest are unable to deliver on promises and programs to change conditions in the community. He takes a hard line approach, but let me finish. To change the conditions in the communities and increasingly even consider themselves leaders of American institutions who just happen to be black. Let me finish. Even Jesse Jackson, the preeminent black leader of the post-civil rights era, subordinated his campaigns for president to the needs of the Democratic Party and the Washington establishment rather than those of blacks. Here's my last point. Let me finish this last paragraph. Okay. He's throwing down the gauntlet right here.
I don't agree with that.
He says that, and that's okay. That's all right. We'll talk about it. He says that compared to the experience of other ethnic groups in the United States, this situation is near unprecedented. Right? He's comparing us, African Americans, to other groups. And he goes on to say, the integration or incorporation of Irish, Jewish, Polish, and Italian American leaders into the institutions of the society and polity roughly paralleled the integration of their communities as a whole. Okay. In contrast, here we go now, black leaders are integrated, but their core community is segregated, impoverished, and increasingly in the post-civil rights era, marginalized, denigrated, and criminalized. Hence, he's saying, Mike, we have no leaders. He's not saying that we don't have leaders. We have leaders. Let me finish. Okay. We have leaders per se. Right. But he's talking about the effectiveness of the leadership that we have in the African American community, and I would broaden it to include not only the political apparatus and whatnot, but the church, the civic institutions and whatnot. We don't have leadership because people are not, hear me out, are not addressing the concerns of the community, not effectively. This is what Robert C. Smith is saying. We have leadership. Let me just go straight to the heart of the matter. They in it for themselves. They in it to line their pockets. They in it so they can get some shine and whatnot, be in the media, have the cameras glaring and whatnot, but who's delivering the goods to the African American community? What you think about that, John?
So one of the things I'm thinking about here, listening to you talk is, what's important to the black community.
Yes.
And who's working for our community.
Yes.
It's supposed to be our elected officials that are working for our community.
Yes.
Do they really understand the black community?
And that's what he's saying, essentially, Mike.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying, Mike. Mike,
Well.
let me make one more statement, then I'll let you go ahead and
Okay.
make your point. Mike, I've been saying this for months.
Okay.
Me and Mike been going back and forth on this one.
That's right.
There is, I don't know how this is in North Carolina, but after Mike speaks, I want you to speak on this.
Right.
I'm making the case that certainly in this area, and I think across the country, there is a simmering attitude in the black community, man. They tired of the same old.
Right.
They
Yeah.
tired of and that's from political institutions,
I don't
from
think-
the church, from
Yeah.
civic institutions. They tired of these institutions, man. You know what I'm saying? Because they, man, what are we getting out of this?
Well, look.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
I think being tired of the same old is generally those individuals who don't know what the same old means.
Oh,
Now,
Mike,
so let me bring it. So what you described, what he described in his dissertation that you just read was a symptom of black people in America. So you described the Irish, the Italians,
Yes.
who are able to assimilate. When you walk into a room, everybody knows you're black.
But we don't want.
But-
I don't want to
hold on,
assimilate.
hold on.
I don't want to assimilate.
But-
Not culturally.
hold on,
I don't want to. I am an American.
Right, you can't-
We are integrated,
hold on.
but there's a difference between
You said-
assimilation
no,
and
he
integration,
talked-
Mike.
no, I'm talking about what he said. He talked
Okay.
about segregation.
Yes.
And we're segregated. And marginalized and segregated,
yes,
right?
yes.
Okay, the reason we are is because we're black. If I walk in a
we
room
get that.
and hold on, and he started off talking about Jesse.
Yes.
And how Jesse.
Now this was in
hold on,
96, 97
let
when
me
he published his
finish.
book.
Hold on,
okay?
Mr. Vic, I'll let you.
Yeah,
do your
go ahead.
thing.
Go ahead.
He talked first about Jesse.
Uh-huh.
And Jesse switching some of his beliefs or platform to
The
go
Rainbow
to a wider
Coalition. Yeah.
audience, which he has to capture to be president, right?
I get that.
But let's go back. When the Italians, the Irish, the Jews, and brothers like sisters like that walk into a room, you don't know if they're Irish unless you hear
True.
their last name. You don't know
True.
they're Jews unless you
True.
hear their last
True.
name or they got
True.
a yarmulke
True.
on.
True.
You don't know what they are. But
we
let
get
my
that.
black behind walk into a room and everybody knows that I am black. Now, so does that make me segregated?
He's not saying that, man. He's not saying that.
Can you read it
He's
back?
not saying
read
that.
it back to me. That's what he's saying.
He's talking about how these systems function, how these systems operate.
What system?
And whatnot.
American systems?
The
Which
American political and economic
which we
systems that
work
we
under,
find ourselves
which
in.
put
Look, Mike,
us in a different level.
look, brother John.
Okay.
One of the issues that's impacting the black community, not just the black, but since we're black, we're talking about us, right?
Right.
Is the process of gentrification. Is greatly impacting the African American community, right? In Detroit, it's on steroids. I don't know how it is in North Carolina, but in Detroit,
right.
it's on steroids in Detroit.
Hold on. But you're making my point.
Taxes
you're
are going up.
Well, hold on.
Taxes are going up.
You're making my point.
People are being. I know, but people are being pushed out,
Yes,
right,
they
of
are.
these cities and whatnot,
Now,
of these spaces and
and-
so forth,
and
right?
if-
the question is, how does leadership address that?
Okay.
What do we do? What's the plan?
All right, so once
you see what I'm
again-
saying?
Exactly.
Okay, so Brother John's from North Carolina. He can
Yeah,
speak to this.
absolutely.
You asked him about North Carolina.
Yes, sir.
But the investment in Greensboro,
Yes.
right?
Greensboro.
Yes.
And other communities is there. It's starting to creep back into Detroit. Well, not creep, it's coming, like you said, on steroids.
Yeah.
It's creeping back into Flint,
Yeah.
Grand Rapids, for a reason. Now I call it the embargo.
Okay.
So when you first had in Cleveland and you had it in Detroit, and back in the 70s and 60s when all these black mayors were the first black, the embargo went into all of these communities, and that was said, don't invest.
I get that.
Don't put any money into
I get
them.
that. No doubt.
Let the police fall.
Yeah.
Let the schools fall down.
Yeah, benign neglect.
No,
benign neglect.
no,
That's
I
what it's
won't.
called.
Hold on, whoa,
It's
whoa, whoa.
benign neglect.
I can't stand that phrase. I hate the phrase benign neglect.
Why is that, brother?
Because it is active neglect, not benign. Benign means nobody's doing anything.
Potato, tomato,
No,
tomato.
no,
I mean,
wait,
come on, man.
No,
You know what I'm saying?
If you go in and you actively do something to hurt somebody, that's different than benign. I'm gonna just leave you alone. See, if you left black folks alone, it'd be great.
Let's not get caught up in semantics, though,
No,
brother.
whoa,
Or language, Doc.
Hold on.
We know
Listen,
what we're talking about
listen.
here.
If I lock you in a room,
There's something in the game,
hold on,
right?
let me say this. if I lock you in the city of Flint, I say, think for yourself, Minister Vic.
Yeah.
You might kill a deer out there on the freeway. You might drive a car somewhere.
Okay.
But if I lock you into a room and say you can't leave, that's the big difference. Right. Benign neglect is not a phrase that I like to talk about.
Okay, that's all right. But we know what the game is, okay?
Well, hold on. Let me stop.
Understand what the game
we do
is
not
here.
know what the game is. That's where our problem comes in. We don't understand that the thing we keep calling benign neglect.
But does the black leadership understand what the game is? I don't think so-called black leadership knows what the game is, Mike.
I agree with you.
Come on, Doc.
I agree with you. Now, so if I explain what I just said to most of black leaders, they would be just like you. No, it's white folks' problem. Or it's black folks' problem. Or it's our own problem. Now, listen, and I say this from perspective.
So we live in a vacuum then, huh? We live in a cultural vacuum.
No,
Come on, Doc.
No, we live in a segregated country. Now you talk about gentrification. We have nothing to do with gentrification.
I'm not blaming white folks, Mike. I'm not blaming white folks.
No, you're blaming black
I'm
folks.
looking at systems.
You're blaming the victim.
No. Robert C. Smith, the author, is challenging black leadership. That's what he's doing.
Is he challenging us or blaming the victim?
No, he's challenging black leadership.
Okay.
And these same charges were leveled at Harold Cruz, by the way, when he wrote the book, The Crisis of the Negro Intellectual, because he spared no blows. We gotta have this conversation. We gotta have this conversation. We gotta have this conversation. No, he passed on. He passed on.
But
he died.
Right.
We gotta have this conversation.
And
that's the point. That's why we need to have this debate. That's why we need to have this conversation hear me out. The great debate between Booker T. Washington and W.E.B. Du Bois. You're gonna always have a conservative liberal dynamic, right, in the black community. But what I think we need to do, Mike, is we need to meld these ideas together. You know what I'm saying? Rather than saying, okay, I'm a conservative, I'm a liberal, I'm a moderate. No, we need to take the best ideas.
I do not think that W.E.B. Du Bois and Booker T are mutually exclusive. I'm agree with you on that.
Yeah, sure.
But when you're dealing with a segregated racist system,
sure,
that doesn't allow Booker to survive, or W.E.B. Du Bois's values to survive,
sure,
then you say, what do we have to do?
Yes.
What's the game?
Yes.
And
that's where we are. That's where we are. I think.
I love the quote. My brother Ennis Vanderson's Joseph Vanderson's says,
yes,
white man make the rules, white man break the rules, white man change the rules. All right? So as soon as we figure it out, game,
no doubt.
They change the rules.
No doubt,
right?
no doubt.
You can only give $1,000 to a campaign.
Yes.
And now they changed it to what's the law they got now on the books? The Supreme
I can't
Court.
quote it, but I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And now Steve Bannon is coming and giving millions.
Changing the game again, no doubt.
Well, listen, you can't give money to a hooker. You can't do that.
Yeah.
That's campaign finance breaking the laws. Well, now you can do it.
Yes.
So what are we talking about? They change the rules to benefit themselves. And so but first of all, this is what I'm saying. What are the rules? The rules is everybody making money, and you put in much money, and you got to buy your politicians. Why are we not playing by those rules?
I think we're saying the same thing differently.
Are we?
We're agreeing on certain things. I'll put it that way.
Okay, what we agreeing on? Because I don't hear it.
We're agreeing on certain. Well, you know what? No, I came in today challenging leadership on purpose. I don't apologize for that. I'll challenge these leaders. Civic leaders, religious leaders, political leaders. They are not sacred cows. They are not sacred cows. They're not. No. It's like hear me out. When you're in an organization, sometimes you need, Brother John. We need to have a lemon squeeze. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at you. But look, I'm looking at what's best for the community. Right. I'm not looking at this from an individualistic perspective. It's obvious we need to do something different because what we're doing right now ain't working.
Well, hold on.
It ain't working, Mike.
I agree it's not working.
It's not working.
But we forget what are the rules of the game. And if the game is changing, we need to be
What are the rules of the game?
Yeah.
Money.
Absolutely.
You and Candice are capitalists.
Where do I live? Ain't this America? This is America.
No, I'm sorry. Candice is a communist. You're a capitalist.
Well, hold on. I believe in the communes. I believe in community. That's a root word. I believe in the communes.
No doubt.
And listen, this is the problem in America. I think people were talking about the fact that we had problems with our water in Flint, right?
Yes.
And the emergency managers came in, and the municipalities had high water rates.
Yes.
And they were doing that because they couldn't pay for police and fire if they didn't have high water rates.
Yeah.
But Why is that?
Uh-huh.
And the issue with it is a lot of times the people who could come in, the big funders, General Motors and all the people that I work for are not paying their fair share.
No doubt.
Is that communism?
No doubt.
No, pay your fair share.
I feel you, Doc. I ain't mad at you. I'm not mad at you.
If they were paying their fair share, we wouldn't have no problems. If all the tax breaks we give, if they were paying their fair share, our roads would be better. People would pick up the dead deer off the side of the road. They don't even do that anymore. They would shovel your yard and the streets every day. They would even be shoveling sidewalks. But we don't pay into the system properly, and the money isn't doled out to everybody in the community.
Mike, the system's being privatized too, increasingly.
Well, that's my point. That's exactly my point. All right.
So I look at this.
Yes, sir.
This whole
got
picture.
2 minutes left, brothers.
All right. I look at this whole picture when I rode around Flint this morning.
Yeah.
It's economic depression.
Yeah.
That's what I saw.
Yes.
I saw
Wow.
depression, despair.
Yes.
I mean, neighborhoods that I grew up in.
Right.
Yes.
The schools that I went to all closed.
Yes.
Do you believe that's by design, John?
Some of it I do.
Okay.
I do.
Okay.
Some of it I do.
Okay. And how is that design being perpetrated?
Well, part of it, I believe, is the political leaders failed the city of Flint.
Okay.
When they had no economic stimulus to deal with General Motors leaving.
Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah.
So when they didn't have a plan for that, the economic depression, in my opinion, began.
Wow.
Because there wasn't a backup plan for that.
Right.
And now it's all you can see it on.
And I would contend that every time you look around, people got plans. They won't let you put them in place. So. And let me say this to you, Brother John. To be honest with you, it's better economically than it's been in the last 20 years. There's more building and stuff going on than it's been in the last 20 years. So can you imagine how it used to look?
Yeah, no
that's
doubt.
terrible.
On the north side, though.
Yes.
What's being built on the north side?
Well, like I said, by design, they're trying to force people out. That is gentrification on steroids. So instead of building houses, fixing houses, doing things in the community, they clear them out. Whenever I hear somebody say tear down a house and it's a brick structure, and the White House is still standing, it's brick, and all these houses, you just rip everything out, gut it, and rebuild.
Yes, sir.
That's what Americans have always done. That's what the world has always done to a brick structure. But in the city of Flint and Detroit proper, we tear them down.
Yes.
There are eyesore. We had beautiful homes along King Avenue.
Brother Mike.
Beautiful homes along King Avenue and DuPont and these other streets.
Absolutely.
That we're tearing down 100-year-old homes.
Yes.
That we're tearing down instead of building up. And that's where the design is to get us out.
Well, brother, this conversation will continue. You can see me and Mike go back and forth. Brother John, it's good having you here on the show, man. Anytime you're back in town, you're welcome here, man.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you having me.
Absolutely, anytime. And brother Mike,
We
after
going at it.
after this
We going at it.
conversation, I gotta bring back Professor Moss.
Yes.
It'll be me, you, and Professor Moss talking.
I'm with it.
Look about W.E.B. Du Bois and Booker T. Washington.
I'm with it.
We can have that conversation.
And we can
past, present, and future.
I agree with that. And the future is green.
I think he'd agree with
money
that too.
and environment.
No doubt. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you've been listening to Whose Opinion Is It Anyway on 92.1 FM WFOV. This is Victor Johnson signing out. Peace.
Thanks, fellas.
All right.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, all right, I'm